ما أريد من هذا الشعب إلا أن يزيد في الحمد والشكر إلى الله عز وجل، ويزيد من محبة الوطن، ويزيد من العمل ومضاعفة العمل لما يسعى فيه من خير له وللدولة والأهل. هذا اللي أنا أدوره من الشعب، وربنا إن شاء الله يوفقنا جميعا على ما يحب ويرضى.
So I would like to thank the leaders of the UAE for creating a country that is so diverse, inclusive, and forward-thinking. So all in all, I would like to sincerely express my gratitude to the UAE.
Welcome everyone to your favorite program, Pearls of Union, which invites the most successful people here in the UAE. Our inspiring guests have moved from the darkness of challenges to the light of success. Our inspiring guests have set a title for success and ambition. And our special guest for today is Miss Priyasha Corrie, and she is the founder of Integriti Law. Welcome, Miss.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and thank you for having me for this wonderful TV show.
Thank you. We are so pleased to meet you today.
Likewise.
So please, Miss, in the beginning, can you introduce yourself to everyone? Tell us about your career journey and the significant milestones you have achieved.
So I started my career in Mumbai at a top-tier law firm in India, and I spent about 5 years in that law firm. That really helped shape my legal foundation because I received excellent training from seasoned lawyers. But after about 5 years, I felt the urge to explore international jurisdictions, and that's how I landed in Dubai. In Dubai, I joined a maritime law firm, and I got to work with a few outstanding lawyers, and that really helped get me insights into the UAE market. However, about 4 years into the firm, I felt this urge, the entrepreneurial urge, and I wanted to explore a few ventures. So I was involved in a few legal tech ventures. However, they didn't quite materialize. But what ended up happening is that I started my own practice under a firm called Keystone Law. So Keystone Law has now rebranded to KLME. But the management team at KLME, they were really instrumental in supporting my growth, and especially through referrals and collaborations. In 2023 is when I actually decided to set up Integriti Law, because I was very curious about learning how to run a business. And so that's when I founded Integriti Law, and we essentially focus on mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures, and commercial contracts.
And what were the main challenges you have faced during your career?
Like many journeys, mine has had its share of challenges. In the initial years of my career, I kept questioning whether I was on the right path. I also often wondered, was I intelligent enough to thrive at a law firm? However, I was fortunate enough to have some really amazing mentors, and they were really patient, and they invested the time and efforts into my growth, and that really helped me become a better lawyer.
So who have been your biggest supporters and mentors?
I think my biggest mentors would be the partners and the senior associates that I worked with, especially in my first law firms. If I were to name a few, the partner that I worked with was Delano Furtado. I worked with Anant and Naresh Parekh. So they were really some amazing mentors who I worked with. And I wouldn't be here today if it were not for them.
You know, Miss, that every successful venture starts with a clear vision and a strong foundation. So how was Integriti Law founded?
Another challenge that I deal with at the moment is balancing my role as a business leader with being a parent. So I have a child with additional needs, and she needs my attention, she needs me to be engaged, and I need to spend time with her as well. So striking that balance is an ongoing effort. It isn't easy and I don't get it right every day, but I keep having to push through.
And who have supported you along the way? Who have encouraged you to overcome these challenges? Who have been your key supporters and mentors also?
Yeah, as they say, it takes a village to raise a child. So I would say my husband's obviously been a major supporter. He tries his best to be an equal parent. And I have to say that, the nannies and the helps, they are the ones who actually make it possible for me to come to work. So I'm really grateful to them. And of course, I have my wider family as well, my parents, my in-laws, and then my sister and my sister-in-laws. They try their best to pitch in, and I really appreciate all the help that I get.
Miss, every successful venture starts with a clear vision and a strong foundation. So how was Integriti Law founded, and what vision led to its establishment?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, when I founded Integriti Law, it was founded out of curiosity, as I wanted to learn how to run a business. So one thing we also need to bear in mind is that the law states one thing, but the market practice might be another. So it's very important for us as lawyers to take a very practical and hands-on approach. And I think this also comes with my years of experience of being in the UAE, so I understand how things work in the ground. And that's the sort of advice that we try and give our clients. We give them practical advice because we know how things happen. But of course, in the bigger picture, one of my goals is to create a system to help our clients with complying with the law, because as I mentioned, the laws keep changing. So it isn't possible for our clients to really keep updated themselves. And so they rely on us to make sure that they're compliant. Finally, because of my practice area, I practice primarily M&A. So one of the advantages that I have is that the laws don't quite change too much in that domain. It's mostly contractual law. And so, we just have to handhold our clients through some of the complexities here in terms of share transfers, which are a little different compared to different parts of the world. But yes, my goal is to make sure that I make my clients' life easier, and so that's what we work towards.
Growth and expansion require well-planned strategies and a long-term perspective. So what are your future plans for Integriti Law?
So in the UAE, our priority is to test and refine our processes so that we can build a model where M&A deals close efficiently, on time, with zero errors, and with cost predictability. So one of the challenges that our clients often face is that they need to close a deal very quickly. And of course, they want to make sure that there are no errors. They also don't want to work on an hourly basis. So we try our best to offer fixed fees to our clients. And for us, the best way to ensure that we can deliver to our client is to make sure that we have amazing processes. And we are in the process of building some really great SOPs and processes just to make sure that we can serve our clients better. So once we perfect this in the UAE, then we would consider moving to another jurisdiction like KSA. And then, of course, the natural progression would be the wider GCC. But for now, our priority is the UAE, and to make sure that we solidify our presence here and be the go-to boutique firm for M&A.
After your faithful journey and rich experiences, you have built your success story. So the word of success is not strange to you. How can you define success?
Well, that's a loaded question. But for me, success is really leading a fulfilled life. So for me, that means maintaining the balance between work and social life and, of course, personal life. Also, for me, it's really important to focus on the journey rather than the destination. So I want to make sure that I am able to help people along my journey, and also to leave a little bit of an impact in the world. So for me, this is really what success is, which is making sure that I've helped people and I've been kind to others and just, led a good life as I've progressed through my journey.
Now, Miss, we need an advice from your side to the new generation and to young entrepreneurs.
So success in M&A requires hard work, skills, and resilience. So if I were to give my tips to aspiring lawyers, it would be maybe 4 key tips. The first would be to remind ourselves that our job is to make our clients' life easier. So it's very important for us to anticipate challenges and provide solutions. So to an extent, we do have to spoon feed our clients and to make sure that we're giving them everything that they need. And of course, we shouldn't be creating issues for them. In fact, if we are highlighting issues to them, we need to provide a solution as well. So being solution-centric is really important. The second thing that I would say, and that's a very basic skill, is to master attention to detail. So as an M&A lawyer, we're conducting legal due diligences, we're working on transaction documents. So these are very high-value commercial documents. We can't make any errors. So it's very important for us to double-check, triple-check our work. And this can be quite difficult at times, especially when you're starting off as a lawyer, because we're not used to checking our work so much. And I think this is where working in a team helps, but it's very important for us to master this skill, which is attention to detail. The third tip that I have is to commit to a journey of continuous learning, and this is, I believe, a tip that applies to all professionals. We have to keep learning and to keep developing our analytical writing as well as communication skills, and the learning never stops. So I still have to take courses, I still have to make sure that I develop myself as a lawyer. So you just need to make sure that you commit to a journey of lifelong learning. The fourth tip that I have is to basically develop a growth mindset. Now, when we work as professionals, mistakes do happen, but what's important is for us to learn from them and then to bounce back stronger. And also to remember that we have to keep evolving as professionals. Just to give you a quick example, when I was young, I was an introvert and I was always in my shell. But now that I've founded a business, it's very important for me to meet people, for me to be comfortable with socializing. So over the years, I've really had to work on myself to make sure that I'm comfortable and that I'm open to meeting new people. So I think the point that I'm trying to make is that you shouldn't box yourself into a particular you shouldn't pigeonhole yourself or your personality. But what you need to remember is you need to keep evolving, keep growing, and keep opening yourself to new ideas. So all in all, I would say M&A requires hard work and this effort to keep evolving yourself. And once you do that, I think you can have a really rewarding career.
The UAE has for sure contributed to your success story. So what is your appreciation message you would like to convey through our episode to the UAE and its rulers?
So I would like to thank the leaders of the UAE for creating a country that is so diverse, inclusive, and forward-thinking. The country's commitment to multiculturalism as well as safety for women is one of the reasons why I really enjoy living and working here. I also admire the fact that the country has a long-term vision for the nation, and that's something that I really strive to replicate in my business as well, which is to have a vision and to also enjoy the journey while keeping the big picture in mind. So all in all, I would like to sincerely express my gratitude to the UAE for creating an ecosystem that enables all of us to achieve success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss. It was my pleasure talking with you today. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you so much, Remat. It was a pleasure for me to be here.
Dear audience, this is the end of our episode. Watch us next week. Goodbye.